and they drink the wine of the condemned in the house of their God. Yet destroyed I the Amorite before them, whose height was like the height of the cedars, and he was strong as the oaks. Yet I destroyed his fruit from above and his roots from beneath. And we smote him, until none was left to him remaining. And we took all his cities at that time. The people is greater and taller than we. The cities are great and walled up to heaven. And moreover, we have seen the sons of the Anakims there.
As I explained through my documentary on King Nimrod, there are certain kings within the Bible that have great significance, yet it seems as if there's not a lot of information about them. Og, the king of Bashan, is one of these kings, yet with some diligence, we can learn exactly who this king is, and his importance within the Bible. In 1 Corinthians 10, verses 11 through 12, it says, "Now all these things happened unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore, let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall." The only way to stand in our faith is to read the words of God. All things that have happened in the past happened for our learning, and it is our job to take heed to what was written. Because of this seemingly lack of information, people seek outside sources for their doctrine, and these sources are often stories from Jewish unbelievers who cannot be trusted, as we learn from Titus 1, verse 14, not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth. Therefore, the only way to find the truth is from God, who cannot lie, and has provided everything in his own word. To begin, I will explain the story of Og, the king of Bashan. Then we will look into his lineage, his location, and his stature. After Israel had departed out of Egypt through the power of God, Moses led them into the wilderness towards the land known as Israel, which was the land of the Canaanites. And in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 1, Moses is giving a summary of the things that happened throughout their journey. We read in verses 6 through 8, "The Lord our God spake unto us in Horeb, saying, Ye have dwelt long enough in this mount. Turn you, and take your journey, and go to the mount of the Amorites, and unto all the places nigh thereunto, in the plain, in the hills, and in the vale, and in the south, and by the seaside, to the land of the Canaanites, and unto Lebanon, unto the great river, the river Euphrates. Behold, I have set the land before you. Go in, and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give unto them and to their seed after them." At this point, the Lord began to send them on their journey to possess the land. But as we read in verses 25 through 28, it says, "And they took of the fruit of the land in their hands, and brought it down unto us, and brought us word again, and said, It is a good land which the Lord our God doth give us. Notwithstanding, ye would not go up, but rebelled against the commandment of the Lord your God. And ye murmured in your tents, and said, Because the Lord hated us, he hath brought us forth out of the land of Egypt, to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites, to destroy us. Whither shall we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our heart, saying, The people is greater and taller than we. The cities are great and walled up to heaven. And moreover, we have seen the sons of the Anakims there." Before they go into the land which the Lord promised, Moses sends out 12 spies to search the land. And when they are searching, they find out that the mount of the Amorites is possessed by the sons of Anak, known as the Anakims. As we read in Numbers 13, verse 32 through 33, "And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, The land through which we have gone to search, it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants. And we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight." The reason the people of Israel were afraid was because of the men within the city that were of great stature. But then we learn that the sons of Anak are called giants. This means that the Amorites are much taller than the men of Israel, but the kings of the Amorites are even taller than the people. These kings are called giants. It is important to make this point because as we proceed, you will need to understand that the sons of Anak are the ones that are called giants, and their people are the men of great stature. And as we read in Judges 1 verse 20, "And they gave Hebron unto Caleb, as Moses said, and he expelled thence the 3 sons of Anak." There are 3 sons of Anak, and these are the kings of the Amorites. Now let's see where the sons of Anak are from. To understand their lineage will give us a better picture of who they truly are within this story. The city where the 3 sons of Anak reign is called Hebron, and as we read in Joshua 15:13, "And unto Caleb the son of Jephunneh he gave a part among the children of Judah, according to the commandment of the Lord to Joshua, even the city of Arba, the father of Anak, which city is Hebron." Here we can see that Hebron is the name of the city that was passed down from Arba to Anak. Then from Anak to his 3 sons, therefore Arba is the grandfather of the 3 sons of Anak. In the Bible, people often name their cities after themselves. That means that whenever a nation overtakes a certain city, the name is then changed to the ruler of that city or whatever he decides to call it. The only way to tell who dwelt there before is to trace the lineage of that city, and then you can find out who ruled it. And we read in Genesis 35 verse 27, "And Jacob came unto Isaac his father unto Mamre, unto the city of Arba, which is Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac sojourned." Here we can see the city of Hebron is the city of Arba, and it is in the land of Mamre. We can also confirm this through Genesis 13, verse 18. "Then Abram removed his tent, and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord." As I said before, the names of the cities change as new people take over. So before Hebron, the city was called after the name Arba, and before Arba, the place was called after a man named Mamre. We then learn from Genesis 14, verse 13, "And there came one that had escaped, and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner, and these were confederate with Abram." Notice how the man whose name is Mamre is an Amorite, just as the children of Anak were kings over the Amorites. Yet they were called Anakims. The reason for the 2 separate titles is the same reason for the name changes of cities. People have a great-great-great-grandfather, and at the top of any family tree, all descendants have the same name. But once the family tree grows, it becomes too vague to call all families by one name, so they get divided into subgroups. Near the top of the family tree is an Amorite, but further down the line, Amorites are divided into subgroups, and one of those subgroups is called Anakims, who are the children of Anak. With that said, if we find out where the first Amorite comes from, then we can understand the lineage of Mamre the Amorite, as well as Arba the Amorite, and Anak and his sons. In Genesis 10, verse 15 through 20 we read, "And Canaan begat Sidon his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgashite, and the Hivite, and the Archite, and the Sinite, and the Arvadite, and the Zemarite, and the Hemathite, and afterward were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad. And the border of the Canaanites was from Zidon, as thou comest to Gerar, unto Gaza, as thou goest unto Sodom and Gomorrah, and Abna and Zeboam, even unto Lasha. These are the sons of Ham, after their families, after their tongues, in their countries and in their nations." In these verses, we learn that Canaan is the father of the Amorites. That means that the Amorites descend from Canaan, who is the son of Ham, and Ham is the son of Noah. Notice how it calls the descendants of Canaan the families of the Canaanites, meaning the top of their family tree allows them to be referenced as a Canaanite as well as an Amorite. Then, as we see later, they are called Anakims because they are the children of Anak. God does this to give us specific reference to their nation and location. This division is still done today, just not after the names of families. Think of America. Within America, there are towns, and that town is located within a state, which is located within a country, which is located within a continent.